Good morning. You guys are having a fantastic day. I want to talk about how you're going to be able to improve your speed when sculpting. Obviously, the technical skills, how to put it all together and work a lot faster. So let's get right to this. All right, so what we're going to end up doing is we're going to go through the same steps during prep. And once I push clients' cuticles back, I want to go ahead and use my electric file at 3,000 RPMs and just lightly tickle away the shine. You can see how I can feather away the shine from corner to corner. Again, just being gentle as we go through the whole entire surface. Let me go ahead and grab my swipe. I'm sorry. All right. So once we are done removing the shine, what we're going to do is use swipe to dust off oils, contaminants, and dust from the surface of the nail. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take protein bond. I'm going to apply a nice even coat from cuticle to free edge. You're going to do that on all 10 nails, and as soon as you're done, you're going to come through and you're going to apply one more coat. Okay. So once we're done doing that, we're now geared up for a fast set. The consistency for this has to be fast enough. And what I mean by fast enough is you have to be able to get it to run so that one bead is going to be able to roll from cuticle to free edge. So once I have my form on, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on getting a pearl big enough, right? I'll show you where I could set it to here and get it to run to here. I'm not looking to do a super long nail. If I was going to do a super long nail, I would build the tip out so that I could have control. If I'm doing active length nails, right, where it's probably just a little bit past, then what I would be able to do is I would be able to set it down and get it to roll all the way down to the edge. So what consistency do I need? I need a consistency that's going to be big. So I'm going to submerge my brush. I'm going to bounce, 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 bounce. You see this? I'm getting a really large bead of powder. And that's what I want to be able to use when I am setting this down to the tip of the nail, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get this on the screen so that you guys can see what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to submerge my brush. Get a lot of liquid, bounce, 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 right? Sorry. And then let me just get one more. There was something in my powder. Let me get that out, sorry. Submerge my brush. I'm going to get a really, really large bead. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this right back here. I'm going to release, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly get around the perimeter of the nail. And then what I'll do is I'll walk all the way around, making sure that it's going to be super, super tight. And as it starts to run down towards the edge of the nail, this is where I'm going to use the body of the brush. You can see how everything kind of leveled down. So once it runs past the form, then it's really a juggling act. If I wanted to stretch out length, I can go ahead and start to pull the acrylic all the way through, and then I could start to use the side of my brush to balance it. This is what you're going to do once you have control of your product. Someone asked me a couple days ago about the amount of time I take when I pick up my bead, and if they're going to be able to do that with the acrylic system that they work with. And I told her I honestly, I don't know, because I don't know the consistency of those products. When working with young nails, I know exactly how everything is supposed to set, right? So you can see how quickly I'm actually able to build my nail. Okay, now here's the thing. Because I was able to build the nail in one, that doesn't mean I have maybe the perfect upper arch. So if I'm looking at it from the side profile, you can see that I like the way this dips down all the way through here, but I might need a hair more product right through that tip. Now at the end of the day, how much do you need is the big question. It's literally just a really, really small bead that I could set down, and you can see how I could actually just kind of use the tip of the brush and kind of mend it. It's almost like I'm almost ombreing it into place, and then I pull from the front, leaving a majority of the acrylic in place. Very, again, controlled application, right? And then I brush through to kind of smooth it out, leaving a majority of the bulk in that area, right? And you can see how much more product I was actually able to add through the surface, right? And to me, this is going to be great. You have to remember that in order for you to be able to do this, what you should be practicing, and I'll show you, is the right amount of is picking up the right size beads so that you can get it from cuticle to free edge. Now here's the thing, if I was just practicing, okay, I'm not going to prep the nail, I just want to be able to show you. Like so, if I clip off my plastic, and I'll show you guys a trick. So if I took my nail form, for those of you guys that have issues keeping your forms on, you can make sure the white is a little bit past the form, and then what I'm going to end up doing is it's kind of like a Lego. I'm just going to get it right underneath, and what it's going to do is just kind of stick underneath, secure it that way. For those of you guys that have issues with the forms coming off, it'll just kind of, boom, it'll just stick right into place. What I recommend doing is, again, getting a bead, practicing. So Greg, I don't have that size brush. What do I do? Well, if you were working with a number 9, a number 8, or a number 9, so you can see the difference, right? This size compared to this size. This is, again, much larger. So you're going to see that if I was working with a smaller brush, I'm not going to really tap it off. I'm going to let this drip off, and this thing is quite swollen. So that is going to give me the ability to get a monster bead as well, right? So once I actually set that monster bead down, you notice that I don't just release it. I slowly release it, and then what I'm doing is I'm really controlling how it's running. You can see a majority of the product. I know some of you at this point would be like, oh man, I don't even know. But so once it gets past the tip of the nail, right, my sides are done. I don't have to worry about that. I could really just focus on kind of like, you can see I could rebalance the thickness that's run off the free edge. Then it really is a juggling act from here. Do I need to stretch this out? I can stretch it. Do I need to rebalance the front end? Yes. So using the tip of my brush, right, the body of my brush, it's a matter of being able to rebalance the shape as best as you can. And I'm using obviously a much smaller brush this time because I wanted to show you that it is possible to do it. When you are jamming in the salon, it's not about making it absolutely perfect. You have to remember that the whole purpose of being able to sculpt the nail right, is so that you set yourself up with the least amount of filing when I am done. Okay? So that again, right? Like, is it absolutely perfect in sculpting? No, but you know, when I'm done filing, you can see that I'm going to try to bring my hand file. I'm using this as an example, sorry. Like, I'll be able to bring that straight on this side, and then I'll be able to file it straight on this side just by pushing it in. So you can start to see, like, then I'll be able to file it and keep that dead straight. You know, like, it's about being able to build the shape, and then you're going to be able to finish it into perfection once you are done sculpting it into form. This is a way where you're going to be able to sculpt the bead. You're going to be spending most of your time holding it, right? Because the bead is running. If the product sets too quick, what ends up happening is that you don't have a chance to manipulate it into the length as well as into the form, right? That's why I always, like, when people are like, oh, I don't like the way it runs, like, man, if you don't have it like this, if you can't get it to run in this way, then you're going to have a really difficult time trying to shape it in one bead. Do you have to do it like this? No, right? I showed you earlier this week what you have to do is you have to be able to build your free edge the same length, and then you could do your overlays, right? But it leads to this, all right? So whether you're using a smaller brush or my signature series brush, you're going to be able to accomplish the same exact thing if you can embrace the run. I'm going to save this on IGTV so you'll be able to go back and re-watch this. I just saw, is gel nail stronger than acrylic? No, they're all the same. It doesn't matter what you build, whether it's gel or acrylic. If it is the same structure, they're both going to be just as strong. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tag the man, the myth, the education coordinator, Ray Bracamontes. He's going to be able to get you guys all the information for our upcoming Zoom classes. For those of you guys that are interested, make sure to hit him up. Look forward to continuously working with acrylic. And if you guys have any questions, hit me up. All right, I really appreciate your time. I love you much. See you tomorrow. Peace.